What's up, everybody? Episode 91. Here we go. One, two, three. Cheers. There we go. Come on in. Let's have some fun. Yeah, doggy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Welcome, welcome. Happy Monday, everybody. Come on in. We got a group kaboom in here, ready to roll. It's Monday, folks. My favorite day of the week. And I see an awesome group of people in here. Wow. What's up, people? Come on in. Let me tune this down a bit. Have a sip of my fake beer. I always call it fake beer. I don't call it non-alcoholic beer. I don't know why I call it that, but I've been calling that my whole life. I'm still drinking from last week, Heineken 0.0. These are delicious. I got a whole bunch of free ones on the boardwalk, so I'm still finishing off. Thank you, Amanda. I got William, Amanda, Eric, Achilles, Fallon, Matt, Ruby, Willie, you're all in here. Ruth's in here. What's up? I'm a major Cockspar fan. This band is one of my favorites. If you don't know them, look them up. I think next year is their 50th anniversary. They formed in 72. And they are one of the pioneers of the Oi skinhead rock and roll movement. They're great. They're a really good band. They still play. They're a bunch of old school working class dudes from England. And they started off as a glam band, and the Oi movement kind of grew out of it. Crazy. All right, let's have fun. Let me gather my resources here. Now, today, before we get started, this is a wild card episode, and I actually like these. Mama's in the house. There's Fran. Franola. What's up, Mama? I sent my mother today a video of a whale that was on our beach. I didn't get the video, but a friend of mine, a bunch of people got it, actually. Yeah, there was a whale passing by. Maybe only 100 yards or 50 yards, actually. I'd say 50 yards from the surfing. So, I'm also sipping on a root beer in my Steve Jackson Munchkin cup. Focus. There we go. Joel, you've never been a wild card. Well, wild card are the days where I don't have enough brain power to formulate anything because I'm so damn busy that I just see what happens. Now, I'm not going to lie. I write down a few things to say. It's also the kind where you can ask all sorts of things, and I might answer them. Let me get comfy. Ooh. So we're still in the middle of summer here. It seems like... No, not fake root... Well, actually, Joel, all root beer's fake. I don't think any... Unless you're getting a craft root beer, nobody uses real sarsaparilla root anymore. Because you have to kind of kill the tree to get it. So yes, it is a fake root beer. I had a point to make. Yeah, you can ask me questions today. I'm not going to answer all of them, but I have some cool news to share, some anecdotes, a little bit a philosophy, and a lot of other things. And I think I'm just going to let it roll. Sean Rush. What's up? Got Ashworth in here. Joel. Yeah, this is great. Yeah, this weekend it's been hot. It was like 87 today, 85, I don't know. Tomorrow's in the 80s, high 80s. The weekend, like summer. As summer can be. So we're in the middle of September, and it rolls. I don't expect cold weather, and I mean until January. December's usually like more fall-ish, you know. And I always joke around, but I'm serious. We're the lucky ones that get to live in the part of the global warming stuff that is tolerable and kind of cool. Meaning, the temperature's all right, the flooding's bad, but yeah, we're getting the good part of the bad stuff. Oh God, 111. Oy. I don't know if I like that. That's a little too much. See, I don't mind heat, and I mean extreme heat. And hot humidity, and I hate humidity, but I don't mind it at all. I actually like it when I'm at the beach. There's a certain movement of air that it's tolerable. For some reason, there we go. We got some people from the UK. What's up? Speaking of UK, right here, East London. And on the UK note, yesterday I was on an English punk rock hole all day. Buzzcocks, X-Ray Specs, Exploited. I love Exploited. They're my band of preference for riding on the boardwalk in my car bike. Xenophon shut it down. Sorry. Someone said something bad. Oops. That's okay. Ginger beer I love. Especially the spicy ones. I don't drink, so I don't get to experiment with the booze stuff. So here's a trick. If you take a sip of soda, which I just did, put it down, think about that nice taste, talk to your friend, and then pick up the beer without realizing it's a different drink. Oh. It's like a shock. You're like, what happened to my soda? Tastes like urine. But the cool thing about doing that is you can do this. Okay. I feel the drink on my tongue. I'm not breathing through my nose. Okay. Then you try the sweet drink. You can feel on your tongue where the sweet is. Try it. You gotta experiment a bit. Oh! So the robot won't let you write the word cock. That is unbelievable. Because it does have a positive meaning. I mean, both can be positive. But I'm saying it's not considered profanity in other contexts. That's what I meant. What else before we get into some juicy stuff? I only have 10 more subscribers until I get to 800. Do you know how hard it is to get up there? It's insane. So, I don't like to bitch about getting tips or anything. When I get a donation, and someone gave a big one last week. Look at this right here. Somebody dropped a 50. Oh yeah, John. Thank you. Seriously. That means a lot. That covers the cost of the channel and all sorts of stuff. Thank you. But honestly, anybody watching, the least you can do is hit the sounds like chorus. You can hit the subscribe button. It is right there-ish, I believe. And yeah, hit subscribe, hit notify. Even though I hear the notification crap doesn't work. Yeah, John, seriously, it does. I'm a freelance working class entertainer. I pay my bills doing card tricks and doing music gigs here and there and whatnot. So, yeah, thank you. Exploited. Dude, I love the Exploited. I really do. I like bands that are the real deal. I do. I like bands that like really are in it to win it for the right reasons that are true to them. And I always thought Exploited were. That guy's a street punk for real, and he will die a street punk. So yeah, I always liked them. I was gonna say, Notify's very spot. Yeah, I hear it's not good. I mean, dude, they really have secret buttons on these channels. It is not a conspiracy. They favor corporate media because they get ads, and it's a big machine running, and they're using us as the backbone. They used us to get it going. Now they use us as the backbone of it. So it's dirty. Everything's corrupted. Everything. This is why I get into arguments with people. Well, I don't get into arguments, but I just explain to them. Actually, this is what stops arguments. You can't prove, like, all of the things that we put our trust in, to me, are so heavily corrupted that it's like our brains have wired themselves not to see it. Kind of like the free will thing. I'm not kidding. I really think so. So, you get notifications? Awesome. I know they sort of work, but then I heard they don't know. It's a swinging system, which is weird. Just like if I would do something on this channel that would get 1 mark, if you get 3, they kick you off permanently. They don't even necessarily, they don't tell you what you did wrong. Stop and think about that. Why would they do that? That's like beating your child and never telling them why you're beating them. It's really weird. It's terrible. Anywho, not to go down a complaint about things. Yes. Well, William, yes, you're right. There are being on this channel and doing any social media. Part of it is finding the algorithm and trying to use it to your advantage. Yes, 100%. I think that's what you're writing here without me. Yeah. Remind me to mess Cro-Mags and Sparrer show 2009. Wow. Yeah. All the white power dudes. Well, it's funny because Cock Sparrer, they're skinheads, but they're not white power at all. They're very pro-England, but they're not like white power. Never thought of them as that. They are working class guys. Yeah, wow, that's crazy. Were there white power guys at that show? I mean, dude, in the old days, if you went to punk shows, the Nazi guys would show up. They were there. I remember them. Occasionally, they'd get into fights. Half-Life? Wow! I saw them. When did I see them play? I saw them in high school. Wow. Holy crap. Good Lord, we're going back. I love it. Oh, weekend, right? Hot weather. Oh, why are you mad at me not telling? Yeah, I know it's frustrating, right? I had a weekend that was very summer-like. It was me riding around, doing my thing. I did have a job. I did a private party. Very great group of people. It was a family. It was a 40th birthday. And they hired me to do my thing. But I got to party this weekend like a summer party. And I had a really close friend that I went to middle school come to my house yesterday. And we just went out. I mean, we just did what I do here, which is make no plan. And I found out that on my boardwalk just a little bit down the road, I mean, literally like 3 blocks down, there's a honey festival. So we have in our boardwalk every year a honey festival. It didn't happen last year, but I think it's been about 5 years. And by golly, it is kind of an amazing thing. There's booths. Maybe there were 8 booths, big booths, you know. And they were people from all over, mostly regional, like upstate New York, Long Island, New York City, who sell homemade honey. Because 5 or 8 years ago, New York City finally legalized having a beehive. It was illegal for a while for some silly reasons from what I heard. But I knew people that had beehives and were doing it. I would love to learn how to do it. I hear it's a pain in the ass. I hear it's hard. It's a lot of work, but my God, can you imagine if you had fresh honey in your backyard? Oh, here. I'll show you. Here's what I bought. I bought these. I bought this one here is a lighter one, super bright, kind of a high pitched taste. Dude, this one here has turmeric in it. Really powerful, but sweet. And this is I like the honeycomb ones. This to me is more like a candy. You kind of chew on the wax. Yeah. I mean, dude, and they let you taste them as soon as it's like a good cheese store. If they know you're going to blow money, they'll let you taste a bunch of stuff. So honey, same thing. They give you samples and you pick, and it was so much fun. And then I bumped into, while I let her use my parking lot, and she hung out here for a bit, Lunachicks, bass player, Squid, a.k.a. Sid. She, next week, they go to, where is it? They're going to Vegas, one of the big punk rock festivals. Yeah, dude, bees are great, Amanda. Totally. Oh, so here we go, Ruth. Now I'm reading. Friendly pits. So you do know a little, you've heard also the same, Ruth. Yeah, well, honey, I think technically honey lasts forever. If you leave it in your drawer, I think like if you waited 50 years, it's still technically edible. I'm going to look it up. Someone was telling me this the other day. Oh, you don't like chewing on the wax? I don't mind it. This is really heavy. So a lot of these come from local beehives. And I hear the thing that's healthy is if you eat pollen from the beehives from your area, it helps your immune system for the allergens. So that's true. That's kind of cool. Oh, so you were thinking of doing it too. I mean, I thought of getting chickens too. I hear they're a pain in the ass too, but there you go, Dan P. See? So I think I'm going to do this. I think I'm going to start doing my turmeric a day. Whoa, William just said, honey from the Egyptian pyramids was still edible and good. Are you joking? Oh my God, Ruth's chiming in too. Oh my God, I didn't know this. I'm freaking out. This is cool. Really? Like Twinkies. Okay, hold on. Hold on, folks. I'm writing this down. This is an episode. Maybe I'll do the history of honey from my point of view. Hold on, this is interesting. All right. The history of honey. Okay, I didn't know that. Chickens are fun. They eat your leftovers. I mean, I hear chickens are kind of stinky, and you got to keep the cats and other varmint out because they'll kill them. And when I heard that, I was like, I don't really want a stinky chicken coop beside my very expensive hot tub. Although I would love to have fresh eggs every day. Really, and you don't have to refrigerate them. It's so cool. Well, William, that's great. I try to do that too. Whenever I'm eating something, I look it up, which is why I like the internet. Even like stuff like if I'm at Burger King, I'll look up the history of Burger King. If I'm at, I don't know. You get it. Heating black pepper and turmeric? Huh. Well, I eat a lot of turmeric. Basically daily when I eat I almost every day, did you just say Christy Brinkley has her own oh, dude, I'm going to start following her. When I was a kid, she was like the babe everybody was obsessed with and had her picture on the locker. Christy Brinkley? Okay. I'm going to look that up later. Oh, yeah, you need at least 3, I heard. Yeah, I did hear that. You can't have 1 or 2. If this channel looks a little dodgy and slow, it's because I forgot for the first time in 5 months to plug in my cable. So it's doing Wi-Fi, which I'm not supposed to do. Oh, she's beautiful. Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't know what she looks like now, but when she was young, she was gorgeous. I still have the poster of her that was in my bedroom right there when I was in middle school. I still have it right there. I'd stand up and get it, but I have to thumbtack it out. Yeah, it was like there was just one picture of her I cut out of a magazine, stuck it on my wall, and it's still on my wall. I've moved it around my whole life. I've done that. Like every time I moved somewhere, I would preserve one element of it in my new house. So, wow. I really didn't. You've had ducks? Oh, wow. Wow. Oh my God, that's cool, William. I always wanted to have ducks too. I like them. They look cute. So, some crazy news about my band, Toilet Boys. There's a label, and I can't remember their name because they're new and they just literally, I don't know their story, but they contacted, actually my bandmates contacted me first. It is, oh yeah, Another Riff Raff label. That's what they're called. They're called Riff Raff, or Another Riff Raff label. Anyway, they're releasing something really cool that never got to come out. And that is, I'll put it out here. This Toilet Boy record never, ever got a vinyl release. It had a CD release in the USA. This is that one. It also had a Japanese release and an Australian release and an English release. The American release, we had some fancy new packaging no one was using called Digipack. That's literally indestructible. They don't crack. Like, it's like flexible plastic, but they got rid of it. And then we were, I guess, going to originally do a vinyl, and we never did. So now these guys are like, hey, you want to do a vinyl, make it really special? I think the first few have signed photos in them because I'm about to get a stack of photos. I don't know if it's first few. It's probably 50 or 100. I think it's the first 100 have a signed photo of the whole band. And I'm getting a mail package, and then I'm going to autograph them all and then send them to the other. You know, we're all doing it that way. And then they go to the record label, and I think by October 1st, they're getting shipped out, is the plan. I'm excited, dude. It's like a double vinyl with, I mean, it looks crazy. It's got a couple special things in it I'm not supposed to say. I'm just honored that anybody would care to do that, and they're doing it. The same label also asked if they could put out our Opulence tape. Now, our Opulence record that we made, that's another band I did last year that COVID kind of put a stop on for now. We made a really great little record. And again, I wanted a vinyl release. This guy wanted to do a tape. I don't know who the hell has a tape player. I have a tape player that's not hooked up. But, yeah. So that's coming out in tape. So people don't realize this, but yeah, our actual first full length is this. This is hard to get. Came out in Europe only. Come and get it. Yep. Pretty crazy. God, this came out in like 99. Jeez Louise. Anywho. So we have a show coming up November 27th, Webster Hall with the Lunatics. But there's another show. And I think I'm going to announce it right now here first. I'm going to do it. It was one of those things I was keeping under hold, but you guys are awesome on this show. And then tape, really, cassette tape, opulence. I don't know why tape. Maybe I'm going to talk him into doing vinyl. If you're watching Riff Raff, let's do a vinyl. So October 29th, folks. Mark this in your calendar. If you're in the New York City region, your drivable distance, this is a show you don't want to miss. We're playing Rockaway Beach, Toilet Boys. It'll be the first time we're playing in a while. And we are playing at Rockaway Beach. It's the first time any of my bands have played Rockaway Beach. And I'm very excited. Very excited. And we're playing at Wits End. Yes. We're playing at the venue I book shows at. Go figure. I mean, it's kind of perfect. The next music gig there that's going to be a big deal is Otis Day's playing there on my birthday. The guy from Animal House. The guy that is the tech director, it's his uncle, actually. And then we're going to play. And we have a special guest on guitar. And I'm going to announce it because, I mean, I'm going to say it here so it won't be printed anywhere. You'll be able to hear it on here. But one of our guitar players, Rick, couldn't do the show. He had some other things, and I think he's moving, and he's got a lot of stuff going on. He had to bounce out. He was going to do it, and then he was like, I can't do it. So then we were like, that's, now what? Well, we have a couple friends. We have Shane, who did Toilet Boys for many, 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 many years. But he's not local. And Matt from Blondie, he's jumped in with us. And he's produced music for us. And I mean, Matt from Blondie is a very close friend. And he's been part of the band for different things. So we thought about him too. And then I texted a friend to see if he might know. And I jokingly asked him too. And he said yes. And that is Paris from the Cro-Mags. So right now, the dude from the Cro-Mags, who's an amazing guitar player and a pioneer of loud, amazing music from New York City, is going to be playing with us, the Toilet Boys. Total honor. Can't believe it. Very cool. He's got good taste in music. And I ain't just saying that because he's going to be playing with us. I got to know him too because we would go to King Diamond shows and I would bump into him all the time. I was like, whoa, you like King Diamond too? You wouldn't think a guy from the hardcore scene would necessarily like something as dramatic as King Diamond, but this guy's, he's got a music brain. He ain't no dummy. He likes lots of things. And I mean, over the years, I've realized that. Like, he's got a very wide taste in music, and he's smart, so he doesn't narrow mind stuff. So, yeah, he's playing. October 29th. Yeah, exactly, Dan. So here's the deal. If you want to get a ticket to this thing, you guys have to go to Wits End, follow them on Instagram, follow me on Instagram, and follow Toilet Boys on Instagram. So as soon as you see the announcement, you can go to the ticket thing because it's not going to, the tickets will go. There's limited seating, and it's going to be wild. Wild. So, yeah, I mean, I think the band, we're all starting to get ready to rehearse. We have to start rehearsing. I've been rehearsing. I mean, I play and write songs all the time. But I started rehearsing our Toilet Boy songs. And yeah, dude, they're fun to play. We wrote those songs to play live. They make good, fun tunes to blast in your car and sing along to. But when we wrote them, the end result was, in mind, was we're going to go play them live. So, I mean, what the heck? We're going to go play them live again. And they're really fun to play live and rehearse. So, cheers. You're going to be in West. Yeah, well, let's see. I mean, I think we're going to be able to do it again. I mean, we were joking about, like, We're going to do this one, and we might do another one in the spring. We'll see. Rockaway Beach is uncharted territory for a lot of things. We don't get a lot of touring bands out here. You know, they come through occasionally. Murphy's Law played here 5 years ago. On my street. Literally down the street, right here. It's hard. Actually, that way. I didn't even realize they were there that night. My friend was like, yo, Murphy's Law's down the street tonight. What? They're tonight? Yeah. Huh? Okay. Got dressed. Down. Like, just, wow. Hard to believe. So, you know. Wow. Okay. What else did I have to say about 12 Boys? Oh, here. You know what's something else? Anybody out there like to listen to podcasts or storytelling? Well, I got a suggestion. And it's not for everybody. This stuff's kind of rough. But there's a channel that you got to look up if you're interested in this kind of stuff. Sammy the Bull Gravano has a YouTube channel. I don't know if you know who this is. Sammy the Bull Gravano was underboss, capo regime of Colombo and Gambino crime family. He's the guy that went down with Gotti and then became an informant, went into witness protection, got out of jail. I mean, didn't go to jail, even though he admitted to killing like 19 people. And then got out and then got in trouble with some ecstasy ring. Oh, he got out, went into witness protection, came out like he didn't care, and then him and his son got arrested for selling ecstasy. And then he went to jail for a long time. Oh, you read his book? Wow. So anyway, he has a YouTube channel. I kid you not. So it's shocking. This guy's a real gangster. It's in his blood. It's in his eyes. He's the real deal, and he's flapping his jaws on telling the story. Season 2 so if you want to watch the show, you might want to start with season 2. Season 1 blew my mind. But season 2, he's kind of retelling some of the stories with more detail, and it looks like they got a director. So there's a little bit of music behind him when he's telling the story. And, oh, Disgraceland, I need to hear that. So you're hearing this guy talk, like season 2 starts with him going, all right, I'm going to tell you how we killed Paul Castellano, the boss of the Gambino crime family. And it's him in detail telling the story. And you can tell he's not lying. There's no BS in this. It's totally real. The other gangster who has a show, who's now a very religious guy, Michael Franzese, I'm a fan of his. Even though he's a religious kook, I'm a fan of his for a different reason. He seemed like the kind of gangster who didn't have to crack heads too much because of his charisma and his smarts. He's a very smart guy. So he has a show too, and he tells stories too. But I like Sammy the Bull's because Sammy the Bull is still the same guy. Like, you can tell that if he had to, he would do the bad stuff again. He wouldn't even think twice. The other guy's reformed and has, found God and whatnot. And actually, I'm going to be honest, Michael Franzese, he was a capo for Colombo, the Colombo crime family. Hearing his story of how he got religious was pretty moving. I got to be honest. When you hear the shoes he was in at the time and what happened, I can see why that would pull him out. He needed something to fixate on, and that was the first thing he came to, because of how in bad shape he was in. And when you hear the stories these guys tell of how the situations they were in, how extreme. These guys are literally riding 200-foot waves and able to hold on for some reason. Most of them die or end up in jail. Some of them are able to hold on. Mostly luck, I would say. So, yeah, just throwing it out there. If you want to hear someone tell a story and you're like, I can't believe that this is a real story, and it is. Oh yeah, Underboss is the name of the book. Ooh. Wow. I didn't know about this, Dan. Disgraceland. Give me an example of the types of bands and stuff and musicians. I'm very curious. That sounds fun too. I like that. I don't watch TV, but I'll listen to a podcast. Yeah, I wanted to tell about Sammy the Bull. He seems, and it's hard to say, but he seems like a pretty straight up dude. Like, yeah, he'll kill you, but I don't know. He just seems trustable for some reason. Like, these guys are all like that. That's why they're able to do their, the bad stuff. Yeah. So, other story. I have been literally really trying to practice my Pez loading. Yes. I didn't bring any here to show you, but I'm starting to get good. I came up with a technique on opening them up. The loading part, that's easy. It's the opening the package. You have to... I mean, I've been doing it for so long now that I came up with a system that's pretty good. I can do it in about 15 seconds. I want to get it to 10. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it's about 15 seconds. God, doing it in 10 seconds? Oh, Beatles, Who, Zeppelin. Ah, okay. Famous band, like the big ones. Okay, I didn't know that. Interesting. Disgraceland. Wow, that's a cool title too. Yeah, Sammy the Bull was the underboss, the Gambino crime family. He was. He moved from Colombo to Gambino too. He jumped families. I think you have to get permission to do that kind of stuff. I do have a Pez here. They're everywhere. Yeah, I came up with a technique. The problem is they're not consistent in how they glue them. They're always a little different. So you got to... What I do is I rip the top, I open it, and then I rip the other bottom. And then I grab the whole stack, pull it with my mouth, put it in. Yeah, I mean, I really... I want to make this... I want to set a world record. And then that's it, see what happens. There's always somebody better. There's always some kook that literally will wake up at 4 a.m. and practice this so he can beat the record. That's great. I want people to do that. How cool would it be if Pez loading became an actual sporting event? I can see that. They're that popular, right? I'm going to set it right now. I'm going to be the judge in the International Pez Loading Contest. I want to be a judge. Oh, wow. The host said he won't touch Elvis or Michael Jackson. Interesting. Elvis I would leave alone. Michael Jackson, I don't know. Dude, hey. Look up online a few counterpoints to the Michael Jackson story. There's a few. There's a few that claim he's innocent. And the evidence they show is kind of interesting. There's some neat stuff. One of them is Rageaholic. Look up Rageaholic Michael Jackson. Rageaholic is kind of a cuckoo, fun, metalhead libertarian who rates bands and he does rants. But they're so well done that the razor blade, well, I could do a razor blade, but I'm trying to do it with no gadgetry just to make it pure for contest purposes. Also, Ruth, I'm going to make it where maybe in the contest there's a bowl of Pez and you just grab one and go. Or you grab one, put it out, by the machine, and then 3, 2, 1, go. So that you randomly get one. I have to come up with some stuff. But yeah, the show is... The Rageaholic is his name. No. Rageaholic is the show. Razor Fist is his name. White guy, long black hair, dark shades, fingerless gloves. He does like... It's like a ranting type podcast. Anyway, he did one on Michael Jackson being innocent, and he had some compelling stuff. He shows motive for some of the stuff. The claims. It's interesting. It really is. What's this? He said he would get too many hate. Wait, who's he? Oh, Elvis and Michael Jackson. Yes, he would probably. Well, Elvis, yeah. What's the dirt on Elvis? He's a poor white guy who was, he could sing and he had lots of charisma. I don't think when I hear about shady things he did, I don't really hear anything shady he did. I think his management team were pretty bad. What's his name? What the heck is his name? Doc McGee. No, Doc McGee is Kiss. God, I get all their names mixed up. Anywho, let's round it out tonight with this. Because at 9 p.m., well, listen to this. At 9:30 down the street, there's a film fest showing independent movies. And tonight is a zombie film made by 2 Down syndrome kids. Which, when I heard that, I was like, wow, I kind of want to see that. Like, dude, I dig Down syndrome people. They're kind of fun to hang out with. And I've done shows for them. Colonel Tom. Not Doc McGee. Colonel Tom. That's it. Yeah, he was the snake. So, yeah, when I heard Down syndrome kids making a zombie movie, I kind of want to go see it. So I might. But I've been reading a lot of my philosophy stuff. This is the book I'm jamming right now that I think I've showed some of you. It's Xenophon. Xenophon, this is not a picture of Xenophon, even though Xenophon wrote that this is his book. That's Socrates. Xenophon and Plato both wrote about Socrates. And Plato is the famous one for writing about Socrates. And Xenophon was an amazing strategist, military leader, and also the general of the 10,000 Legion. This guy was a major part of historical, what's the word for military history stuff? He was like, Xenophon, he's a master strategist general, right? And a philosopher. And he wrote about Plato. He was one of his students. So I've been reading his stories, and for fun, I started looking up, comparing and contrasting Plato with Xenophon, and kind of fun what I found. Xenophon was not as flowery in language, a little more kind of straight up. And they both wrote about the same thing, Plato and Xenophon, like the trial of Socrates and certain famous stories about Socrates. They had different versions of. Yeah. Military history, right? There's no word for that. Maybe we should make one. Millerandum. Xenophon was a master of Millerandum. No. So, for instance, in Xenophon, the Oracle of Delphi said that Socrates was the type who always wanted to be learning things, even when he was a child. But in Plato, the Oracle of Delphi said, no man was wiser. So, implying that he was born wise. Whereas Xenophon's version, he made himself wise. He had the desire for knowledge, but he was not himself wise. To me, militaria. I like that word. I like that the Xenophon So I chose to start delving into the Xenophon more than Plato when I first heard that he was less flowery and kind of straight to the point. I was like, that's great. I kind of want to start with that. So I'm glad. Um, and I like that he pulls him back. To me, saying that he was born wise is very different than saying he had a thirst for knowledge. Very different. And Xenophon didn't say it. The oracle in the story said it. So, who knows why? They're different, but that's what it is. Also, daimon. The word daimon, which is where the word demon comes from. People had demons. I'm going to use the word demon. The Greek word was demon was like, it's like the spirit that moves you, right? And it wasn't a negative thing. It also can mean a divine sign, like a sign from the gods to do something. And it's something that gives you a positive indication on what to do, right? Intuition, but they would attribute it to this demon god character. The Plato version. So I wrote this down. All right, so in the Xenophon version, the daimon gives him positive indications on what to do. Like, it's him going, I think I should do this now. This feels right. In the Plato version, very different. The daimon turn me away from something I'm about to do, but never encourage me to do anything. So in the Plato, the demon shows him what's not right and never encourages him to do anything, lets him choose. Whereas the Xenophon one, it kind of opens it up at what feels right. I don't know which one I prefer. They are different. It seems like the one that shows you what you should be doing sounds a little bit more like the Stoic notion of feeling what your nature desires to its true form, which to me requires brutal honesty with yourself for it not to be corrupted. The Plato version turned me away from something. It's almost like his demon is like a hyper-awareness and lets his, quote, in giant weird quotes, free will decide what to do. So the Plato one sounds a little more free willish because it doesn't encourage him to do anything. So he has to choose. Interesting. So, here comes my first beer yawn. So yeah, I always thought it was kind of interesting that, these guys have very different views on it. So I'm reading it. So then I discovered, oh yeah, here it is. Look at this book. I've been looking for a book like this, and I did some research, and then I found this and thought, my God, this looks good. Look at this. The Hemlock Cup by Betty Hughes. And so listen to what this book's about. This book, the undertitle is Socrates, Athens, and the Search for the Good Life. Washington Post said, mesmerizing. The Socrates that Hughes creates lives and speaks again in these pages. It is a singular accomplishment. That's a big quote, a big review. Delightful. This is Wall Street Journal. Hughes presents a high-octane account of Socrates and his age. Do read this book, both because of its marvelous storytelling and because it stimulates a desire to learn more about the ancient world. Socrates would be pleased if this story awakened a few modern Americans from moral slumber. Wow. I cannot wait to dig into this. I think it's going to be the book I'm going to really... Demons and Virtues. I'm going to really throw myself into this one. I like this because what it's going to do, and I'm going to take a pause then from reading hardcore, straight up the actual text. I want to pull out a bit now, because this is going to. You got poison ivy. A lot of people have it right now. I know a couple people with it. This book is going to take the Socrates stuff and put it into a context, a city, a town, a neighborhood, a government, a religiosity of its time, a polytheistic world, a world where there's crazy wars going on, and slavery's normal, and I can keep going. It's going to set it inside of that. So I'm kind of curious of what questions it makes me have and what questions it answers. And so I think I hit the jackpot. I can't wait to read this. I don't like reading fiction. I like it, but I don't love it. I love reading nonfiction, especially this type, because this is it looks like it's a narrative nonfiction. It takes history and puts it into a story form so that you feel it. So, always stay weird. Well, yeah. Your neighbor's poison. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, you are immune to poison. Some people are. I've heard that. I've heard every baby's born immune to it. So the first time you're exposed to poison ivy, you don't get it. And then the second time you're exposed, you get it. Ruth, I think yours is whatever the baby has that keeps it, you're the type that keeps that immunity. Yeah, it's kind of cool. There's also 2 types of poison ivy. There's the 3 leaves with the little red dot in the middle. And then there's the vine on the tree type. It's like big, fat, hairy-looking vines. That's the one people don't know about. And that's the one that people get a lot. Because it doesn't look like the 3 leaves. Yeah, so anywho, what else? That was a fun episode, folks. We could keep chatting a bit. Yeah. Oh, Joel, your mystery box. I'm making it right now. They take me a little while. I have to, compile some. I wish I could show you how I make these. I have so many little tchotchkes and things, and I kind of try to figure out what might be fun and throw it into a box. So they take some time. You know what? I'm going to put one of the Pez's in there. Here, you get a Pez. See? There's one right there. Yeah. What else? What else? Yeah, Joel. No, you're getting it. I don't. And Fallon, you too. I have them both ready. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow. Yeah. Any questions? Any comments? How's the videos coming in? How's the sound? This equipment is. I kind of keep on it, and I don't use it for anything other than streaming. So. Yes, I am making it extra marvelous, mysterious, and marvelous. Yeah, so I'm trying to make my equipment last, and I don't move it around. It stays up. Oh yeah, you got one, William. I made a bunch. I've made a handful. I like making them. I do have these great posters too, folks. And Fallon, I'm not sure which one you're getting yet. You had a few suggestions, so it helps when people do that. Yeah. I think I got one for you. Yeah, okay. I do have the tube ready. I just haven't. I don't know if you're getting this one, but this is here. Look at this poster. Look at this cool poster. Oh, this was a show I ran for about a year at the Slipper Room. Yep. Yep. Little scratchy. Yeah, it could be that. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, the slavery stuff is wild when you read about it in the books. Some of them are be nice to your slaves, treat them like your family, you know, they deserve respect. Some of them were like, show them who's boss. It's weird when you read, they all have different takes on it. It doesn't sound like it was a racial thing, though. It wasn't like one race of people. It's it's whatever the army beat that month. And it was a really mixed bag of people. And I mean, it was just definitely. Well, what's sad about the slavery thing is, I mean, you could say that, I mean, the China sweatshop thing, it's this modern version of it. Yeah. So it's true. It's kind of sad. Yeah, the other thing in the Greeks, or the Romans, I should say, they refer to the gladiators. You can feel in the Roman stuff that it's modern, even though it's not modern. It has a different feel. Seneca's writing has a little bit of a modern vibe. They talk about gladiators. They're always bringing up slaves, eunuch boy slaves. I saw one recently. Someone was talking about his. There's a word for the pedophile sex slave. Totally, like they had like what the heck's the word? There's a word for it. They had little boys that were like sex slaves. It's hard to believe, but it was normal. Yeah, that's why people have to read. We need to know these things. It's good to know about them. You know, I can't believe people don't talk about these things. I think by talking about them and acknowledging that was real, and yes, we've changed our values, it makes it easier. It makes people not hate so much each other because you understand it a bit. I mean, even people I hate, once I understand them, I still hate them, but it's different. It doesn't agitate my emotions. It might agitate my intellect. Oh, the sideshow poster? Maybe. Which sideshow poster? I have so many. So, yeah, they don't. Well, I mean, again, we evolved to run from all negative emotion. So, yeah, any odd topic that feels like an attack to maybe something you hold as a value, people don't want to talk about it. My buddy who was in town the other day, we had very different opinions on some world problems, on how the solution. And we didn't fight, though. We love each other as friends. And he said it. He goes, look, your opinions that I find different. He goes, I'm not mad because I know that you put a lot of thought into it. And that made me really like go, wow, thank you for that notion, because I feel the same to you. Stop and think about that for a second. This is where we're going to end the show. We have a different idea and value. And normally, if he would hear that value on Facebook, he might be like, what? Are you crazy? What a dummy. But he knows me, and he knows I ain't no dummy about stuff because I do research, and I talk about it, and I debate it, and I want to be proved wrong, right? So when I say it, he goes, look, I respect it because now I realize there's some details there I didn't know about this situation, right? And I'm just being general because we were doing this with lots of things. And I felt the same to him. Like, he had different opinions on things, and I learned a lot. And one of the things I think was, it's just interesting, is we have a very dual thing right now. You know, we have the left and the right and the Republicans and the Democrats and the God believers and the atheists, and everything's binary. And everybody assumes they know the motives and the values of the other person. And that's why they're irritated. You know, I'll hear people say things about the left and the right. Like, the right will say something about the left that's very generalized and like, they're a bunch of blah. And the left will say, those Trumpers, blah, blah, blah. You know, it's very... But I know people on both sides that when you hear why one would vote for one candidate or the other, your mind would be blown because it's really complex and detailed and not what people think. It's on a different level. It's like everybody's arguing about these things and they're like here and here. You know, there's like different layers to it. And to me, that's everything. It's not just politics and religion and whatever. It's the whole world is that. It's layered and gray. And, oh, wow, you have a baby skull. Oh, wow, you have two. Wow. Interesting. I love it. I have one skull. Wow. Nero castrated and married a pretty boy. Yeah. Yes, it's true. Early case of transiness. Wow. Really interesting. No, it is interesting that back then. Yeah, they mention like lady boys. I see it mentioned in the writings. Yeah. Yeah, you have to talk to all sides and communicate. And again, realize we do have different values. To me, that's the biggest thing. Anytime I get mad at somebody else for doing something, I stop and go, what are they valuing? And what do I value? Oh, shit, they're different. Literally, that's it. And it's never going to agree because we have different values. So now, if you want the other person to agree with you, you have to get them to like your values. Oh, boy, that's hard. Oh, boy. Good luck with that. It can be done. It's not easy. Yelling, screaming, paying people off, it doesn't work. It takes time and talking. Wow. Yeah, so that was a fun wild card. Thoughts? Anybody have anything to say? When I say I'm doing a wild card, does it feel different or does it feel similar? I don't know. I can't say. I do know when I do a wild card, they flow out easy because they don't have I don't have a plan of sorts, but yeah. Yeah, I wrote down 2 pages of just some random stuff, and that's what you get. And now I want to do an episode on history of honey. Wow. Totally. All right, folks. That was fun. I had a blast. I don't know. I was going to take us out with one of the videos that's in here, but I don't know. Maybe I'll end with, oh, look, here's Diogenes in his jar. I love that picture. Thank you, William. Is this Millionaire? Oh, yeah. It gives us a lot to think about. Yeah, you know, that's the whole point of these. I think we'll end with, you know what I'll do? Live cam. In honor of Toilet Boys having a 20th anniversary album coming out. 20th anniversary of that record? Good God. I'm going to play a Toilet Boy video. You want to see the one with the fire or the one with Joey Ramone? I don't know. Let's see. I think I have 3 or 4 in here. Let's do the fire. The fire one's kind of fun. Yep. Well, he hung out with dogs. That was the whole point. Oh, here's Millionaire. So I'm going to take us out with a video. I'll play the outro, and I will see you back here. This Wednesday I'm working. Friday I'm working. Friday I'm at Slipper Room. Saturday I'm working. Sunday I'm working. So I'll see you here on Monday for episode 92, and maybe it'll be on honey. I don't know yet. But yeah, that was fun, guys. That was fun. Thank you, everybody. I tell everybody, if you're watching the show, hit the like, hit the subscribe, pass it around. Donations are cool, but please, I'm trying to get to 1,000. Once I get to 1,000, it unlocks the channel. It'll breathe. It'll start to get more people, and I can do super chats. So, yeah, party on, people. My name's Cardone. I have a blast. I love my crowd in here. You guys are smart and fun. I'll see you next week. Party on, Wayne, and keep on being smart and paying attention. I'm going to take us out with Millionaire. Out.